Hi, I'm Dan Looker, business editor with Successful Farming Magazine, and with me today is Steve Johnson, a farm management specialist with Iowa State University Extension, and we're going to be talking a bit about a lot of decisions that have to be made over the next few months, the best guess of what the timeline may be for starting the Farm Bill. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. We created a timeline, but again, it's a best guess. I'm relating to the USDA and what we've heard from Secretary Vilsack's office, as well as some other ag media personnel, including yourself. What does this implementation of the 2014 Farm Bill look like? It's not unusual that it takes a year to write the rules and regulations for these programs. I know both of us were around in '02 that we didn't really implement most of the program till '03.
Right.
The 8 Farm Bill we didn't fully implement till 9.
Right.
So it's usually every bit of a year to a year and a half. Here's my best guess as to the activities that are going to be taking place. Again, the Farm Bill passed. It was the Agricultural Act of 2014. It was February 7th, became law. But then the USDA, and in this case the RMA, and the NRCS.
RMA is the Risk Management Agency, which regulates crop insurance.
That's right,
Okay.
Natural Resource Conservation Service. They administer our conservation programs.
Right.
So I think when you see how these programs roll out, every few months you're going to get a new program. In fact, just last week, Livestock Disaster Assistance was announced.
Right.
Sometime next month, according to Secretary Vilsack, we'll see our conservation programs, acronyms like EQIP and CSP, because the Farm Bill consolidates 23 conservation programs into just 13. And so farmers will be able to enroll in these types of programs. More importantly, in our discussion today, this whole idea of the Risk Management Agency and SCO. I'll take a best guess. When will we see SCO regulations? Maybe August. Again, the program's never been written or rated, so that's why we're out here. I think most of the education of these commodity crop programs that we're talking about today, and I'll use acronyms, ARC, PLC, SCO, are kind of all going to be out in this June to December timeframe. And the reason that we want to start early has a lot to do with the landowners are going to be involved and they're going to be signing. But more importantly, not all crops are just planted in the spring.
Right. For winter wheat, all this is going to be compressed.
That's right.
And
we're going to learn a lot.
I think at the Commodity Classic, Secretary Vilsack announced that if you make a decision on SCO for winter wheat, if you decide that you would like to buy that, that means you're going to have to, at some point, sign up for the PLC. But you will have a window of November 15th, I believe it is, to opt out of that SCO purchase you made if you're suddenly feeling that maybe ARC would be better than PLC.
Well, for our viewers, when do most of the insurance decisions are made regarding that winter wheat crop? Well, you know, I would say for the fall seeded crop and that next build, that would probably be around September 15th. I think you're going to see an unusual amount of interest in SCO in August and September when farmers are trying to decide, what is this new SCO product for my fall seeded crop? And should I forego ARC so I can be in PLC, so I can add SCO to my crop insurance decision? And again, the SCO is just a shallow loss program, and it uses only the county yields. I think for the spring seeded crop, we're going to learn a lot next fall because of the decisions that are made with the interaction of SCO, PLC, and ARC. So that's why I think Secretary Vilsack mentioned the middle of November that a farmer could opt out of SCO if they had originally intended to be an SCO, because that is the planted acreage certification for the fall seeded crops, just like they are here in most of the Corn Belt. That's July 15th for the spring seeded crops. So I think we're going to learn a lot. Then when you say, well, when are the final rules and regulations going to be released? Well, Secretary Vilsack said sometime in the fall. I don't know whether that's November or October or December, but we're not going to know things like conservation compliance,
Right.
next build. You know, we're not going to know exactly how AGI limitations, actively engaged, how are the final rules and regs going to be written. So I see that kind of in this fall period. And then lastly, when's most everybody signing up for this ARC PLC program? I would guess it's next winter. I don't know when that sign up starts.
Right, and that's what other USDA officials have said too, but they're talking in seasons, not a specific date, so we'll still have to wait and see exactly when all of this is. But,
You know,
but
as
this
a-
gives people a good idea of what comes first, what you may want to be focusing on first.
I would
And,
agree.
Good enough, Steve. Well, this is quite a bit to think about already, and we'll be talking about this more. Thank you very much for coming in today to go over some of this.
Thanks, Dan.
Sure.